What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon joining back into Rugby 25 today, our Wednesday weekly update, which hasn't been too weekly recently, but we are onto this one. 18th of June today. One of these ones today that's not very big in terms of like game size, but actually quite a few points to jump into. Now, last week we had the Wednesday update. It was okay. A couple of changes felt good. Some things still felt a little bit off, and, you know, they added box kicks, which was good, but there wasn't too much for me to really get super hyped about. They did the hotfix on Friday to try and solve a couple of issues that were happening around rucks and mauls, and somehow it kind of inadvertently made the game much better than where it was on Wednesday. Like, I was having quite a lot of fun with it. The AI is leagues above where they were. It is actually inhuman how good they are. They are just cheating, but the level that the AI got to that was so much better actually meant that the game was kind of fun because it felt challenging, and the AI didn't just have to like sort of walk through you. They were actually doing 50-22s endlessly, perfect 50-22s. So still things to work on. By all means, but at least the game was fun for a period of time. And that'll bring us on to today. How will it get shaken up today? Will it break everything? Will it make everything better? Who knows? It's genuinely a flip of a coin every time we get into one of these videos. Before we jump into the patch notes, I do also have up on the channel, because we have the Lions and the July Internationals. If you're into your real life rugby and you wish to be a little bit more involved with some different sort of type of gaming, they've got the Superbru Predictors have been set up. It's a free app, it's a free game to join. I set it up for the channel for all major rugby tournaments. There's a whole video up on how you can play, how you join in, and how you sort of sign up and get involved with it. We go over the results on Monday's videos, and you'll get your own name out on the channel in the leaderboards and all that fun stuff. YouTube didn't even send out notifications for that video because now I'm just known on YouTube as the Rugby 25 guy. So basically, if I do anything outside of Rugby 25, I don't even think it sends out notifications. Neither me or my wife had a notification. That video even went out. So it is out. Go sign up. It's going to be a lot of fun over the course of the July for the July Internationals and the Lions. Everything you need is in that video. How to sign up, how to play, all the codes and stuff you need to get involved. It's completely free. Get involved. A lot of fun. And we will dive in to these patch notes, which I'm not gonna lie, I've seen them very quickly just before starting this video, and there's some head scratchers coming in here in what this even means. So let me put them on screen for you guys. Starting out then at the top, we have Women's League uniform updates. Women's uniform adjusted to allow for better movement. Now, I don't know what that means. I mean, clearly what that means is they've adjusted the way the kits probably sit on the character models, but allow for better movement? Like, are they going to physically be able to run better? Or does it just mean movement in general looks better, actually works better? I don't know what that means. From play and some of the women's matches anyway, it didn't feel too bad, but I know a lot of people said about like the Australian women's team. I think in particular their kit was a bit all over the place. So we'll check that out too. We could do another women's match today. Kicking arcs. All horizontal kicking arcs have been expanded, allowing greater control of kick placement. Looking forward to that one. The box kicks in particular for me, I still think are in too narrow of a window. I would like to see your ability of where you're going to target your box kick to be widened so that you can go really far left or really far right and actually try and get to touch. I'm still struggling in this game to find touch with a box kick, even when I'm quite close to touch, because it doesn't feel like you can kick far enough left or right to find touch. Added drive tackles. Oh boy, hello. Tackles have been adjusted, allowing play out of drive tackle scenarios, resulting in greater ground gain. Now, looking forward to that. I haven't got if that's a new control, if that's a new button, if that's just a different animation in a tackle. I was playing Rugby 2011 last night. Man, does it feel good to get a good diving crash, massive tackle into someone. I haven't played it for a good, I don't know, maybe a couple of months or so now. But man, going back to the game, I had great fun on the Xbox 360 last night. Let's hope the drive tackles are going to bring a new element to tackling for this game. We'll get into that today. Match setting logic. Updated individual match type logic to discern more appropriate match settings. This will not affect matchups of opposing leagues. Now that's just a bunch of words to me. Like, I have no idea what that means. It seems like a lot of people didn't. I saw quickly on the FAQ page that a lot of people are sort of scratching heads about what does that even mean. JNT's sort of clarified a bit, saying that I think it's an issue when people have been doing the league matches that there was issues with if you were doing like Super Rugby versus Super Rugby, they would be playing with like a URC ball and they might lift like the URC trophy. So it's trying to gel the leagues together so that they all work properly for winning it. I don't really know what that means. That might be one that I think is, for my opinion, when they have stuff like that, it means we've put something in place to build to something else, is what I assume that's going to be. That might be something we see next week or in the next coming weeks. General optimizations. A number of areas of the game have been optimized for better performance, including optimizations in the interchange system when doing a number of swaps. Doing a number of swaps, so like subs, so maybe something to do with if you're doing more than one sub at one time, maybe there'll be different animations, or maybe they've addressed the sort of half-time and full-time issues where you still had substitutes running on, or maybe you'll have more than one substitute coming up one time, is what I'm guessing from that. And then, of course, improved stability. Who doesn't love improved stability? Let's dive in. Well, let's take a look at the women's match thing, because I don't know what that means about the... a few people mentioned about the Australian women. I don't think I've ever played with the Australian women in this game. Let's do Australia, England. In fact, let's put them in red. You know, let's have it be very, very different. We'll go on to hardest, and we will play. Somebody did drop in the Discord has actually requested a specific game. So unfortunately, we're not doing that today, just because they've done a change to the women's team. We will be doing... I'm always up for doing these sort of requested games, but yeah, so I want to do that. Unfortunately, we won't be doing that for today's video because they've specified they've made a change for the women's leagues, but I will try and get around to that in the for next updates or for some other videos and what have you. Still do not believe Lions are going to be in this game. I've had a few people reach out to me over the last sort of week or so and been like, Mad Dragon, do you think they'll get Lions into this game? I have no faith that Lions are coming to this game, by the way. Just to make it perfectly clear, people could stop asking me. I don't know. I don't work for Big Ant. But, like, where this game is at and the way they've been sort of adding teams, I just don't see them having the time to be able to put the Lions into this game, which is a real shame. The best fix for it is to be able to create our own custom team using existing players. But I think J&T's already sort of covered that in the FAQ page, that isn't something they can just like turn on as like a setting. That requires like a whole extra lot of building, so I don't think we're going to get round to that, unfortunately. So I doubt there's going to be Lions, so it might have to be a case if you want to play Lions, you might have to make your own custom team, which I did for the Six Nations. Oh God, we're breaking it. I mean, Australia women are crushing it so far. Let's just dive under for an early try. It's going to be difficult to say if I can see better movement. The uniform, you'd have to have played a lot more of the women's leagues than I have to know if you can see just an outright difference there. The movement of the character models looks pretty similar, if not identical, to the men's league. I don't know. But yeah, I haven't got a lot of faith in that Lions stuff will be added to the game in time. But yeah, if you want to create your own custom teams, I did it for the Six Nations before Six Nations teams were fully added, and yeah, it's a lengthy process to create like 40-player teams, all custom made by you. Big Ant have also got Rugby League. They've got a new Rugby League coming out as well, which a lot of people are really hyped for. I've never played a Rugby League game on the channel before. I've watched plenty of Rugby League. I've played games of Rugby League before in my time. My God, what's going on with the AI defense today? I feel like I'm blitzing through them. Am I just way higher rated and I didn't really pay attention? I feel like they cannot keep my left winger under control today. But yeah, they do have a new Rugby League game coming out. People are really hyped for it. I having seen how Rugby 25 went on the launch, I'm surprised how hyped people are for the new Rugby League game, because it feels like it's followed a very similar trajectory. There's still not a lot out about the game. There's still not a lot of gameplay. It is literally out next month. It's doing the same thing that Rugby 25 did. A lot of the sort of player models stuff look kind of similar to Rugby 25. So I'm guessing the games are going to cross over quite a lot. But people are very hyped about it. I might pick it up. I might pick up Rugby League and play it on the channel just to cover the differences. But I'm very surprised how hyped people are getting about it, because it could follow the same path that Rugby 25 has had. Those guys haven't even gotten early access for that game. It's just out. It's just coming out. You can already get the pre-orders and stuff in. But I might pick that up and play that on the channel and get a bit of a crossover feeling. But with Rugby League coming out as well, I also feel like they're going to have a lot less time for this game, right? My God, this is slow. Okay, I can no longer target pass from mauls. That was interesting. Whoa. Blitzing do. We'll go left winger again. This is... Left winger's crushing it. But obviously, with a new rugby game coming out as well, You feel like they're not going to have time to do things like the Lions. They're going to send like the scanning teams out to do all the faces and stuff and all that stuff. Like, I feel like they're going to get tied up in covering Rugby League as well. So I'm wondering how that is going to impact Rugby 25 at this point. That's a nice little offload by them. Let's see if we can get another turnover. Oh, we actually do. That's a nice couple of turnovers there. I'm sort of stuck in the middle. Right, we want to test out the kicking arcs. Let's see if we can... I got some deep runs here. Well, I mean, that... My winger just did not want to get around me then to get on the outside of it. So, hey-ho. We'll test out the kicking arcs. I also want to test out this box kicks rather to see if it feels very, very different. We've got a good line out there. But so far, I've dominated this game. And I've literally just been talking about all other things because... waiting for them to do something. Alright, I'll just stand there and wait for that one. Oh, there's another turnover. A few more turnovers today already. I can already feel the differences. Right, box kick. Let's have a look at the... Yes! There we go. Look at how far I can go with my box kick. Man, I have such greater control. I can really... Look at this. Right into the corner, right up against the touchline. Brilliant. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying in last week's video. That I was like, that's what I feel box kicks need to be able to play tactically. Oh, that's a nice little, that's a good little break. I've got nobody covering that one either. That's much better. That's much better from a box kick standpoint. I assume we'll test the A kicks as well because I don't know if they're still broken. Oh, that's a good line break. Oh, can I come back inside for it? Nope. That's a nice little play. Hasn't felt rough, if you know what I mean. Like, they're still doing the offload thing and they're still doing it, but it feels a little bit more like they're playing within the confines of the game. Sidestep there. Little break from the hooker. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not the the cleanest pass in the world. Would you actually be able to do that in real life? Kind of looks like it phased through a body a bit to get there. But that's seemed like a well worked try. I was in a great position. I wasn't really defending on. I've obviously taken my foot off the gas a bit from the first 10 minutes where I just started running tries for fun. Okay. What about the kickoffs? Have I actually done a kickoff yet? Have they changed the kickoff trajectory thing? No, this is still inverted. Oh, I also feel like it's harder to play. Order. Let's go over there and see if we can get someone under the ball. I do want to try and get the ball back to do the A kicks. Oh, no one even jumped for that one there on my team. I do want to try some of the A kicks because I was actually messing around with this game the other day and I've realised that it's actually like better. Oh, here comes a big one. Way better. Hey, look at that. They fixed the A kicks as well. I was messing about the other day and realised that it was actually more beneficial to just drop goal than attempt to use the A kick because of the way the ball would come back at you, or the power bar would bring the ball backwards and you'd lose distance. Whereas it didn't happen with the drop goal, and so I actually moved on to giving up on kicking the ball normally and drop goaling it around the park. Offside. Still not fixed this issue with. I've actually tried to work out what this offside issue is. It seems to be literally tackling the player on the wrong side. That one's actually a little bit close. That one's a little bit more testing. I can't remember who. They've pinged number 5, who, at the point of playing that ball, is actually offside there. And actually, I'm struggling to know if there's the sort of back line of the offside line. I actually don't know there if number 5 ever gets back onside. No, actually, technically never got back onside. That one might be a correct call. The thing that I've noticed about these offside calls seems to be that when they've broken through a tackle, if you tackle the player, as in this example, from behind, that seems to be something that is setting off the offside penalties at the minute. So it's like the game doesn't believe you've tackled them from the front. But this one very particularly, from where the back foot of the ruck is, number 5 is here, and doesn't actually ever, if I sit on like where the offside line should be, keep your eye on number 5, like she only gets back onside there after. That one might actually be like a technically correct offside call. Not that I don't even feel like in real life rugby refs would penalise that one because there's like 3 passes have happened and they've sort of basically got back. I'm actually not sure if they would blow, but probably within the confines of the law it is. But I've seen something a little bit more to do with you tackling players from behind seems to be the thing that's setting stuff off for the offside penalties. Let's see if we can get it. Still can't steal a line. Alright, so we tested out the driving tackles. How do we do driving tackles? Did the game tell us? Or does it just mean like normal tackles will have like a bigger impact to drive players back. The other issue is that, you know, it's great if they're going to add driving tackles, but if you've still not fixed the issue where the AI just hands off or sidesteps the first tackle every time, are you ever going to be able to hit someone hard enough on like the first tackle to be able to get a driving tackle on the go? I can't swap to my fullback. There we go. God, it took me 6 swaps and they still broke through. Managed to eventually get on the end of that one. Oh, slowly. Right. They didn't even show a replay. They didn't even show a replay of that one. Like, you know, I competed hard at the ruck for that one. Managed to get the ball back. But my player ran in here. My fear was she was going to pick up the ball and I was just going to get driven into touch. So I tried to run left and just pass left. I've literally got 4 players to do a pop pass to and just hit the line and just set it for another ruck. Number 7 is even, like, going to receive that, but instead just throws it on the ground. Number 10, bang. There's still issues. In there, there's still issues going on. And I've gone from... Oh! They missed the kick. I like that they do miss kicks now. That one felt better. They actually hit that one straight. And it like, oh, they just misplaced that kick. That was a tougher kick to be able to achieve as well. Nice. The crowd is, like, non-existent today as well. I don't know what's gone on. I'm so used to trying to scream over the crowd. Oh, they're ramping up now that I've said that. The crowd felt very quiet, very, very dull around missing that one. We get someone underneath this ball. I don't feel like I've got any ability to compete for these high balls at this point. I don't know why. Nobody's even jumping in the air. That's 2 of them now. And there's just that sort of crossover because you have, like, the AI is able to like offload after a handoff and effortlessly get it to their player all the time, whereas I try and play one pass very quickly and it just bobbles along the ground. You know, you kind of want to feel like that's a bit of... Oh, they've got another advantage. Referee hasn't said advantage. I don't know what the advantage is for. All I've got is that tiny, tiny little white bar. And yet, I've now got the ball back and that advantage doesn't count. So is that a graphical issue? Is that the game hasn't registered? Oh, slowly. Hasn't registered what's going on. Let's go for a rubber kick along the ground. Try and get past. AI's managed to sweep that one up a little bit. And Funk went into touch. Okay, mate. You know what? It's feeling quite... settled, this game. Apart from that one loose pass come from me from trying to play that quick pass, it feels a little bit more settled. Drive tackles is still not something... I can't say I feel like I've seen a driving tackle, like I've made contact and I've driven this player back. You know, the attackers have literally lost some ground. Any animations that stand out looking wildly different as a driving tackle? It's hard to see. Again, the AI able to just get a handoff or a sidestep very, very consistently kind of negates you getting that first tackler in. Very, very slow to get this target passing over. Let's go for something different. Let's go for a little cheeky kick over the top. See if I get my number 11, who's got a great burst of speed. Oh, no, can't quite get there. And running through. I did actually feel like the A kick went a little bit wrong for me that time again. Let me just put someone back in the pocket and see if we can go for another one. She literally ran into touch. Thank you. Oh, hang on. Maybe kicks aren't fixed. There's something else that's at play. The first A kick that I did was really good. It fluidly went out. Great power, worked brilliantly. They've started getting staggery again. Now, this might be something to do with the side camera. I did notice in the last update there was an issue with a couple of things. From going from left to right compared to right to left. Actually changed, like, some stuff in the game and how it worked. Come on, let's get out there. Number 5 on the charge. Get a bit janky. Could be looking at a 50-22 there. Oh, did you not quite pick that one up? Like, is that classed as a drive tackle? That little... They did lose a bit of ground there. Is it... It's not the biggest impact, but then do you want it to be a bigger impact? Do you want it to be driving someone back, you know, 5 meters or something, you know, in a really big collision? Bit more of an issue. Like, why is it so unfair with the offload game? The AI offloads effortlessly. Oh, here comes one of those beautiful 50-22s. Easy. I also don't get the ball bounce. How can the AI control the way the ball bounces? When they do those 50-22s, the ball always goes end over end. But you saw, like, my attempt at trying to do, like, a 50-22. The ball ran out of momentum, and it sort of bounced, you know, a bit awkwardly, and sometimes it bounces vertically. And I like the randomness of the ball bounce in this game, that it's not always so discernible as that it's just going to go end over end. But the AI 50-22s always bounce exactly how they need to get into touch. It's so weird. It's like it is actually scripted that they have to find touch by any means necessary. It's very, very... Oh, this is slow. Am I going to be able to even recover that when I do? Players are very, very deep. They're all stood behind me on some of these offloads. So there's a couple of things that feel worse. I've still got just nobody to work with. Let's just try and hit this middle gap because I'm struggling to find any players outside me. Let's go for another box kick here. I like that they've done this, though. This adjustment is great, the ability that I can find stuff. And I've also got a much shorter box kick range there with my winger than I did with my scrum half. And that's really good because I would almost want it to be like you can't do a box kick unless it's your scrum half. You know, when do you ever really see in a game of rugby anyone other than a scrum half do a box kick? You know, that isn't something that happens. I wouldn't have any issue if they just disabled, you haven't got your scrum half and you can't do a box kick. But it's not unreasonable to assume someone could attempt one. But you definitely need to have that range reduced if it's not your scrum half. Because a player in a different position just simply wouldn't be used to it. Right, let me drop this one back. I want to try and get this one to touch and put on some subs if I can do. Man, yeah, there's still some issues. I hate this kicking system where it jutters and goes. Just go back to what it was. Like, just have it flow. Why make free-flowing kicking difficult? Meanwhile, conversions are a line through the post. And why not have the game feel much more open? Right, let's get some subs on. Okay, women's subs are all over the place. The positions are all over the place. Gonna have to try and work on this one quickly. Oh, here comes another one. They are ridiculous. Right, we've put all of our subs on. Oh, we've not even had a... Oh, no, here we go. Okay, certain cinematics take preference over others. Here comes... Oh, we don't get to see our subs come on. Just their subs. Still nothing to do with, like, the players... I think the players' names on screen would be really nice to, you know, make it like a TV graphic. You know, who's come on for who, you know, in the bottom or something, so you can know who the... I also think it would be really useful for, you know, if you're playing multiplayer. Oh, my God. It just didn't... that time, it gave me the fullback. I had no confidence that it would give me the fullback. I thought it would give me the other player. Yeah, but make it like a TV graphic, you know, who's coming on for who. Because in multiplayer, I think it'd be really useful to know which position's being subbed off. You know, and sometimes it's not always clear from just seeing the players' sort of bodies as they run off the field. So I think it would be nice if they add something like that, so you can make the decision. Then, oh, I've seen they've taken off their fly half, and or maybe they put a wrong player on in the wrong position. I'll make, you know, the most of that if I can do. Right, making a break here with our winger. Let's get a little kick over the top. I still don't like that you get tackled so late after the kick as well. That was a big shot that time. Okay, there's got to be nobody in this back corner, right? Unfortunately, my player wouldn't even turn around after I literally was trying to tell them to. They went completely sideways. Another... Like, look how it's bouncing. Oh, man. It's so hard to, like, want to be positive when there's stuff like that. You know, and is this defendable? Is this actually going to be defendable from here? They're going to play it off once. They're going to hit this first gap. I'm going to have to leave players out. Here comes... Wow, I can't believe that actually defended. Oh, the offload came in. We're managing to hold on, Australia. We're probably going to lose this from here because it's a single sidestep from a try. Great stop. Going to have to be an incredible feat of defense to be able to stop and make it all the way up the other end of the field. This would have to be incredible. Try and go quickly. Oh, we're holding on. They have made the defense feel a little bit better. Oh my God, we've actually got the ball back. Maybe. Just maybe. Australia. Breakaway time. Hit the gap in the middle. Maybe, just maybe. Let's set up the we can trick them. No. We've made it all the way up. It's slow. It's very slow. Can we get on the charge? Good handoff. And sat down instantly. But the defense has felt better. It has felt like you can defend it a little bit more, which is much, much better on your own 5 meter line. But it almost feels like the AI is holding back at times a little bit just to make that more fair. But it is good because at least it gets so boring to just have a single handoff be the reason that you end up losing. Well, we'll get over for a try. There we are. Hey, you know what? What a fantastic comeback there by Australia. England have still got that advantage over their name bar, by the way. So I'm going to assume that's just a graphical break somewhere along the way. I can't really say I've noticed any difference in the players' movement. But I haven't played a lot of them. Maybe the women's leagues before were much, much worse. I don't know. Let's finish it off then. A little slot this one through just to seal it. Oh, they've still got the camera backwards on the TV screen. I just saw that as it was happening. I wonder if I can. Yeah, we won that one. Good to see. I just want to see if I can get the. Yeah, I thought I saw it. You can see the TV camera in the background. It's all inverted. I feel like there's been instances like early access in so many stadiums, and it's never quite been patched out completely. Right then, thoughts and feedback then on that as an experience. Let's check the patch notes back up on screen, and we'll go through. So, Women's League uniform updates. Women's uniform adjusted to allow for better movement. I don't know. To me, I didn't see any difference, but then saying that I haven't spent as much time in the women's leagues as I have done with the men's leagues. If you know from playing many, many hours yourselves, if it's much, much better, do put it down in the comment section. Honestly, the movement felt very, very similar. The way the uniform sits on the character model feels so. They have specified women's league uniform. Maybe there's something specifically. Maybe I should have just done a general match. Maybe I should have done a career match. But does that make that much difference? I don't know. Maybe not. It felt very, very, very similar to me. For some reason, my left winger in the first half was a menace, and the AI's defense was very, very, I don't know, lax, or maybe I just outplayed them massively. I don't really know. They certainly got better as the game went on, but I felt like I was dominating them from the women's league standpoint at the very start of the game. Kicking arcs. All horizontal kicking arcs have been expanded, allowing greater control of kick placement. Yes, the box kicks now feature the ability for you to kick a box kick however you want to. Much, much better. That is exactly what you want. Rugby 25 is finally understanding looking at older rugby games is not a negative thing. You know, trying to get yourself close to what it is. They added the kicking trajectory for box kicks. Great. We saw it in so many other rugby games. Rugby 25 stands on its own as one that didn't have kicking trajectories. It's much better how it is now. You know, make that change back. The kicking arc's much wider. You can do your placement kicks. It's moving a little bit more back to how Rugby 22 played. You had far more control about it, and it feels better. It just does. From a gameplay standpoint, sometimes innovation isn't better. You know, sometimes going back to the things that work best is what works better. So, really how they do that. The A kick in the first half worked fluidly. The bar went out, I kicked a beautiful kick, I made all this territory. Second half, it had that juttery thing again where it was coming back or stop starting and stuff. That's still an issue. It really needs to be fixed, I think, in the next update. I think that needs to be something they really focus on because it breaks the tempo of the game up. I can't get a kick away. Even if you drop it back in the pockets, players run 5 meters forwards into the defensive line and they get tackled. It's really hard. You do not have a large time window to get that kick away. The sort of elastic band effect of you adding too much power is too penalizing. The AI never struggles with it. The AI get these perfect kicks every single time. It's so weighted one way, and it really feels like you can't compete in that area. So it's not worth doing. Just run with the ball in hand because there's no point kicking. And that should be something they need to address is they need to make players want to kick the ball more to make the game more exciting. Otherwise, you just run and hand off all the time. So I do think that is something they really need to take a look at. Added the drive tackles. Tackles have been added, allowing playout of drive tackle scenarios, resulting in greater ground gain. I just don't feel... There may have been... Throughout that, when I watch it back on the editing software, maybe I can catch where I go, oh, that was actually a big shoulder drive and I gained a few extra meters. I actually tried in a couple of bits, I will have cut them out of the video, but I tried to have a look at some of the replays just to see if nothing stands out to me as looking drastically different, as something that's clearly identifiable as like, bang, that's a huge hit. And then I've taken that player, you know, man and ball or woman and ball, but I've taken them and dragged them, 5 meters back and thrown them to the ground and then gone for the drag. A real big collision, a driving tackle is what I want to be seeing. If it's just the animation of rather than the tackle going down, I sort of tackle them and they go, ooh, 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 and they just sort of fall over. That to me isn't a driving tackle. I want a big collision, even if it's going to be locked to, you know, the likes of an Ebenezer or, you know, it's a massive unit are the only people that can really pull off these enormous hits in big, big scenarios. You want to be seeing them get in. I like the idea that they're trying to add it in. I think whatever the value of a driving tackle is needs to be notched up a bit to make it very, very discernible that player made a good contact. Even if it's to do with you tackling, maybe you have to get your timing right. I tried in both then in that game to use the B and the Y tackle. I didn't see anything stand out to me there. Again, it's where adding like the thumbstick flick maybe, higher risk, bigger driving tackle. I didn't see anything that stood out to me in that one though. The match sense logic, I still don't really know what that means in the optimization. Better performance, including the interchange of subs, or they say swaps. I assume they mean subs there. I did a full team of subs. I didn't have an animation play out or cinematic showing my players run on. There's still nothing on screen to show them run on. Nothing broke. I don't really know what it means, but, you know, nothing felt worse. Overall, this update hasn't broken. It has not broken what they did in the hotfix on Friday, which is actually a positive, because at least the game's still going to be enjoyable to sort of sit down and play a couple of games. Tight game there, you know, one score in it in the 80th minute. Great, you know, that's what you want to be seeing. You want to be seeing closer score games, especially on hardest. Hasn't broken anything. Added the expansion of the box kick is good. The drive tackles, if they're in, okay, good. There's not a lot else to it in this one for me, but at least nothing has been broken, and there's probably a few more positives that have been added. So overall, a positive shift. It's not a big update from a game's file size, you know, being increased, and also not a huge adjustment. But they did say in the FAQ page last week that it was going to be a bit more of quality life changes this week. And then going on, hopefully some bigger changes coming. So hopefully some bigger changes around the corner. I feel like I say that very often, to be fair. Some bigger changes around the corner. But yeah, they've got Rugby League coming out relatively soon. And that will be one to see how does that shift up? How does that change? How does that impact Rugby 25? How does the game compare in the way it plays? Will there be a lot of things that should be in this game that they've sort of isolated out to be in that game? I don't know. Might be one I'm looking at picking up myself and seeing about playing. I don't know how many people would enjoy seeing Rugby League as a game, because Rugby Union and Rugby League audiences don't really cross over a whole bunch for some reason. I don't know. I enjoy both types of games. But yeah, I think I might look into try and picking that one up and giving that a game when that does come out, and maybe do a live stream or something on that, and I can do a real big comparison then between Rugby 25. I can already hear J&T going, "Oh God, don't do it." Don't do it, my dragon. Don't find flaws. Don't find glitches in this game as well, whatever you do. Hope you all enjoyed this one today, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section on this update. If you played it yourself or you're just sort of watching along. Currently, the game's still funner to play. Still got a few things they definitely need to be working on, though. I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.